Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome into another lesson of the Quran and Tafsir. So today inshallah ta'ala we are taking a verse from Surah Al-Hajj. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الناس ضرب مثل فاستمعوا له إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لن يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له وإن يسلبهم الذباب شيئا لا يستنقذوه منه ضعف الطالب والمطلوب. O people, listen, Allah is telling you something here. An example is presented. Those who you invoke but Allah, they will never be able to create a fly, even if all of them gathered for this purpose. And if the fly takes anything away from them, they will never be able to recover it back. Weak is the pursuer, and weak is the pursued. You see, brothers and sisters, when we say that Quran and Islam are for every day and age, when we say this is the religion of the Creator and this book was revealed by the Creator, this verse here is another example or another proof that this book cannot be from anyone but the Creator. How is that? You see, this verse is, you can consider it Allah's telling them how to prove Islam to be wrong, and they will never be able to do that. But you can see what Allah is saying here, and imagine how the people at the time of the Prophet understood this verse. So Allah is saying anything that you invoke, anything that you worship apart from Allah, they cannot create a fly. Now, how did the people at the time of the Prophet understand that? They understood this as the idols that they worshipped. Obviously, the idols cannot create a fly. And if the fly takes anything away from the idols, then they will never be able to recover it back, because obviously the idols doesn't move. Now, how does this apply to our day and age now? What do people worship nowadays? Remember what we talked about in the early lessons, when we talked about atheism and humanism and all those things. What do people worship nowadays? They worship science. They worship themselves. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and see how Allah puts the words. Allah didn't say the idols. Allah said anything you worship apart from Allah. Anything. So this is a challenge for the people that live with us nowadays, and as I said, it will continue to be a challenge to the Day of Judgment. If you can create a fly, and Allah didn't say an elephant, a fly. If you can create a fly and make it move, reproduce, a real fly, then Islam is not the right Islam is not from Allah. Islam is not the right religion. Just make a fly. Just make a fly. Remember when we said Allah challenged the kafirin, the pagans at the time of the Prophet? How did He challenge them? He challenged them to come up with a chapter of the Quran. What was easier for them? They couldn't get a chapter of the Quran, and they were the masters of language. They went to war, got themselves killed, got their children killed, lost their money, but they couldn't come up with a chapter of the Quran. Now, what's with the people nowadays? All those nations that have nothing to do but attack Islam and Muslims, throw misconceptions on Islam. Allah is telling you, just make a fly. And you know what's easier? Okay, you cannot make a fly. Just get what the fly takes from you, get it back. And when I listened to this, I wondered, like, I can understand initially that how can, like, no one can make a fly and make it move. This is the life in the fly, let alone the design. And you see those eyes in the fly, the red ones, they're actually thousands of eyes or sensors in that small thing that you need a microscope maybe to see, or a magnifier to see. So even the design of the fly is impossible maybe to make. But to get life into it, this secret, this thing that no one can do, this thing that no one understands how it works, life, how Allah puts life into things and get them to move, and I said reproduce, eat. Now, when I first thought about this verse, you think, okay, well, yeah, of course they cannot make it. But how about getting something that the fly takes from them, get it back? I said, why is that impossible for Allah to challenge them with this? It was not until I watched a documentary or a small video about how the fly actually eats. You see, the fly does not have alimentary or digestive system the way that other creatures have. So they cannot take solid food. So what they do is, they actually sort of, when they come to food, they spit, or they make through a nozzle that they have, they make some juice. That juice, they throw it at the food, and then it dissolves the food. So it changes the food to something else, and then it sucks it up with the nozzle that it has. So the thing changes, it doesn't stay the same from even before it gets inside the fly. So of course they will never be able to get it back, because even before it gets inside the fly, it's gone. It's something else. It's dissolved. So subhanallah, when Allah challenges them with those things, you know that this book cannot be from anyone but the Creator. And you know how weak those people are. You see, they are doing exactly the same like the pagans did before. As we said, they went to war because they couldn't come up with a chapter. And look what they're doing to Islam and Muslims now. Instead of spending all those billions of dollars, research centers, wars, all the sorts of committees and things that they're doing, instead of that, just get your scientists, okay, the science that you worship, and let them sit together and make a fly. And if you do that, Islam is gone. That's it. We'll take the mosque and give them to you. You can make them bars, you can make them churches, you can make them anything you like. Just make a fly. Or even less, just get what the fly takes away from you. But you know what? Weak is the pursuer, and weak is the pursued. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.